Alrighty, so today, starting here 1 minute. Yep, okay. So today is the fourth day of the challenge, fourth and final day. Is there any questions from what we've talked about so far out there? So just want to make sure that we're covering everyone, all your questions. Okay. So with that, I'm gonna put up a few questions of my own here. So let me this. So all right, let's start with profitability factors. Okay. So what are the profitability factors that makes a 70 TE trade a high probability trade? Okay. Giving you an easy one here. All righty, awesome, great, good. Okay, so we're talking about pure profitability scenarios. The three profitability factors are implied volatility, theta, and market direction. Those are the three things that are in your favor every single time that you put on a 70 TE. So it gives you an edge, right? So okay. Yeah, the other two, taking losses quickly, is good for normal trading. But what we're talking about is the specific things that we do for credit spreads and why there are, why they're high probability, right? Why they do so well. Okay, and placing your trade when volatility is low, it's actually you want to place your trade when volatility is higher, and that one's kind of a hard to get one. It's hard to hit a top or a bottom, right? In any market, even the VIX. And so you want to, ideally you want volatility to be higher when you're placing the trade and lower when you're getting out. Now, we're going to talk about closing the trade, but I can tell you that the trade that we placed on Tuesday, was it Tuesday? Yeah, it was Tuesday. Actually closed this morning already at 10 cents. So we put it on for 70, and we closed it at automatically. I put, like I said, when I place those trades, I automatically put an order in to close it at 10 cents, and it fired away. So we had massive market direction, massive volatility drawdown, and obviously when those things are combined, you have theta that just that basically decays very, very quickly. So that's what happened. All right. So let's close this one. Let's put up another one. Put up another question here. Right. Okay, let's do this one. Okay. Here's another question. Okay. What is the best way to adjust a breached credit bull spread? And we talked about this yesterday. Okay. So let's see what you come up with. Okay. Remember, this is a breached trade now. Okay. So the trade is already breached. We talked about this yesterday, and it's part of the trade plan I'm going to be adding. So this one's kind of difficult to answer. Okay, coming in, they're coming in, coming in. Okay, all right. So as you're answering there, just to let you know that what I used to do is roll it down and out when it was breached, just to get in front of it, right? And it used to cost a lot of money to do that. And so now what I do is I actually roll it out and up with enough time for the market to recover above the rolled strikes. And I called that the patience trade, right? Because you want to get it out of danger, so it won't expire on you. And you want to put it in a position where the market is going to take care of it for you, okay? And I've done that a couple times already, and it's worked really, really well. And I'll let you know when it doesn't work. then we'll have some problems. But in any case, the correct answer for this one, you could roll it down and out, and that's what I used to do, and it used to cost a lot, once it got away from me. But now what I do is I roll it out and up, right? So that the market will take care of it and not me. And that's exactly what happened with the current trade that I have now. We rolled it out and up, and it's still actually profitable. And we're just waiting for the market to come back. And what I'm going to actually be doing is once we get out a little bit into next week, I'll probably be rolling that position up within the same expiration to acquire additional premium. Okay, so we want to get back that premium that it took away from us. Not a revenge trade, it's just a strategy. All right, so let me see if there's any questions here. I may have some more questions for you. Okay, so when you roll a trade out, why don't you use the delta? And this is R. Sykes that's asking that question. Why don't you use the delta to set the new trade? It's a good question because typically when you place a trade, you want that delta to be 10 to 12, right, in there. When you're adjusting a trade, the delta is always going to be higher. It's just going to be higher, and it works out just because the market, if you're adjusting a trade, the market is going to be in a place where it has moved aggressively in one direction, and chances are, most of the time, that it'll eventually reverse. Okay, so I'm not talking about those like 10-year events, right? That we got in the financial crisis, the market went down 34%, in a few weeks, and then the pandemic, it went down over 20% in a few weeks as well. Okay, so I'm not talking about those times. I'm talking about normal corrections. We had about a little over 5%, and the Nasdaq we had about a 7% correction recently. And we were able to do this, and everything worked out really, really well. Okay. On the adjustment, you said 40 to 50 points. Looking back at day one, you said it depended on the VIX value, which you do use. Okay, which do you use? Okay, that's the question. So an adjustment, I use the 40 to 50 points, and I use that when volatility is above 15. All right, so when volatility is above 15, I use a 40 to 50 point distance from the market to actually adjust the trade. So the VIX value is when I actually initially put on the trade. And so when I put on a trade, I like having the VIX up rather than down, and that way we get more premium. Okay, and okay. How do you get written trading plan? Okay. Do you Billy, do you want the trade plan? Well, we can give you the trade plan, the current trade plan, but I'm going to make an adjustment to it, and I'm going to be sending that out. But I can certainly, in our Facebook group, there's actually a featured post in there that you can download the trade plan, the current trade plan, and then when we adjust that trade plan, we'll be sending it out to the whole list. So everyone can have it, all right? When do you place the next trade? After closing the first one and adding until the reach full position? Good question. So I place trades continuously, right? Up to 3 trades in 3 different expirations. At the current time, I have 1 trade on at this time because we just closed the other one. So I have 2 trades to put on now. And I do that methodically. I don't do it you know, just because we don't have a trade on. I do it when the time is, you know, is right. So right now we had a nice move high, pretty strong move up, but the volatility is still pretty high, and so it's actually a good day. It'll be a good day to put on a trade, and that's what we're going to be doing today. All right. All right. Let's see here. What if volatility is low? You wait. Yes, exactly. So when the market was like going way up, I was waiting. I was delaying, you know, putting on these trades, and I was doing it very slowly. And so it was the time that I wasn't putting on a lot of trades, and I would put on one and sometimes even a half position. So in case the market went down, I could add it. But you know, I ended up, you know, putting on a couple trades. We had to make the adjustments when the market really started moving down, but everything worked out. I had a very positive September actually in my trading. Okay, so roll with lower strikes. I don't place a trade every Monday and Wednesday. I place it when I feel the conditions are better. I just don't do it automatically. I place the 4 credit spread orders, then cancel them. Is that pattern day trade? Canceling means closing, right? I'm assuming you're closing the trade. So if you placed the trade and you closed it, that is a day trade. Okay. Okay, not filled. Okay, not filled. Not filled. If you cancel it, you're fine. You can put all kinds of trades out there. If you don't actually execute it, then it's not a day trade. When I say Brian, when I say 10 to 12 delta, what is next factor that helps you decide to pick, as there may be 5 to 6 choices? Open interest. Okay, I don't look at it open interest because I know that the SPX has liquidity. I do look at open interest for stocks when I'm doing spreads or options, because some stocks have liquidity and some don't. The SPX has liquidity. I know that. I don't even have to look at it. It's 10 to 12 delta. What decides? Like right now, the market is moving down a little bit, and we're going to take advantage of this little dip to put on a new trade today. Okay, and Thursdays are really good, because what happens on Thursday is that it starts to price in the weekend. So right around this time, the market starts to price in what's going to happen on the weekend, and the decay happens quicker from Thursday to Monday than earlier in the week. Just a tidbit that I hadn't mentioned, but I like placing trades on Thursdays, and for that reason. The Google Sheet updates actually automatically. So it goes from my account into the Google Sheet automatically, except you won't see, you probably, I can't remember, but I think you won't see new trades in the Google Sheet. You'll see them when they close. Okay. Not submitted. If not submitted, not. Okay. If not submitted and filled, probably not. Okay. I think that was it to answer the question. What level of the VIX do you consider hot? I mean high. It's relative. So right now, if you look at the VIX, right, we've had we have a lot of resistance at the 23.5 level, right? If you look at a chart, you'll see where that resistance is. It's actually between the 23 and 23.5 level, and that's where it is right now. Okay, and it actually moved down to the 20 level this morning. Looks like we're having a little bit of a downturn right now, and I don't think it's going to amount to much. Okay, all right. So do you avoid third Friday in the month on 7 DTE trades? What I avoid is expirations on Monday. I don't like having a trade placed and it expiring on Monday. So I placed this trade. We placed this trade on Tuesday, and it kind of filled in the gap because I had two other trades in there already. And I was expecting, to either roll that trade because it was going to fall on Monday expiration, or close it beforehand, and we were able to close it beforehand. All right. Okay, so let's see here. Good questions, guys. Really, really good questions. And I wanted to spend time today answering all the questions that you have so that you come out of this thing really understanding how to do this. You know, and obviously you need experience, but hopefully this helps. How to track PL and okay. In Wingman, yeah, Wingman. There's other products out there that you can track your trades. But I worked with a developer and actually when we did our trade alert service, I wanted full transparency. I didn't want anything, you know, hiding that transparency. And so that's why I do it directly from my account, and it tracks everything there now. All right. So let's do another question here. Okay, so most of you got it right, and it's understandable that because the other ones are so close, and in real trading you do some of these things as well. So okay, that's good. So let's let me look for another one, another question. I'm going to question you guys, so I want to make sure that you really understand this. Okay. Here's one that we didn't answer, that we didn't do. Okay, so this one's about psychology that we didn't get to on the first day. What is the best way to manage fear or greed? Jeopardy. All right, let's see here. Remember, okay, this was from a long time ago, I know, but in the psychology section, we talked about greater psychology section. We talked about something specific that you would do to make sure that you cover fear and greed. Questions are all over the place. All right, the answer's all over the place. Okay. All right. This is good. This is good. Okay. All right. So we got 50% answers. All right. So the correct answer is trade small and trade often. Okay. That's the correct answer. Now, adhering to stop losses is not something that was in the instruction, but you know, if you're trading futures or any other instrument like that, you want to adhere to stop losses. It's just not one that I had in here for the session. Okay. Walk away for a few days to clear your head. That's when you take a big loss, right? So when you take a big loss, you want to walk away and clear your head. All right. So the correct answer is actually trade small and trade often, and most of you got it right. All right. Okay. Let's see if there's one more poll, one more question here that I missed. Put this in here. Okay, one more. I think we didn't do this one. Hopefully not. All right, so one more, and then we'll move on. Okay. All right. So, when is it the right time to adjust or roll a threatened trade? Okay, good. Good, good. Okay, this is kind of a tricky one, and it's okay if you get it wrong because the discussion is what matters here. Okay, in discussing this. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Oh wow, a lot of you are answering this one. Good. Excellent. Okay. Alrighty, so the correct answer to this is actually A or B, right? And the reason for that is because when volatility is above 15, right, I use 40 to 50 points away, so 50 is correct. And when volatility is below 15, I use 20 points, basically 20 points or 30 points from the market to adjust the trade, right? So if you chose A and B, is correct. If you chose the last answer, A or B, it's correct. If you answered B or A, you were also correct. Okay, so for most of you got it correct, right? You never want to let it, if you can, you never want to let it get very close to the short leg. Okay, that's what you don't want to do. You want to be able to adjust it when you have time and when you have distance from the market, because it gives you a much better premium to adjust. And it takes discipline to do that, because sometimes you think, oh no, I'm not going to adjust that. I'm not going to adjust it. It's going to turn around. It's going to turn around. So you need to use discipline when you do that, and that's one of the things that hurt me in the past, because I waited too long and I got into big trouble. All right, excellent. So excellent. All right, so let me go back to the questions here. Oh, okay. So at the end here, I am gonna talk about the trade alerts, just for knowledge, for you guys who want to participate. Okay, and what it's all about, and we'll talk about that, right? Let's see here. Okay, let me get to, I want to get to your questions, and then we'll get through this. Okay. All right, rather than closing a winning trade, and this is Charles, rather than closing a winning trade, do you ever roll it up? Same DOE, so expiration, right? Same expiration for more credit. Yes, I do. And I do that regularly on the monthlies because they're so far out of the money. It gives us a lot of opportunity to do that. And like I said before, maybe you weren't here. I have that trade that that I had to roll up and out, right? That I want to, and I had rolled it a couple times before, actually many times before, and the premium went down to about 10 cents. And so I want to be able to take that one and get more credit for it. And so hopefully if the market continues higher, I'll have an opportunity to do that. If not, we'll do it on another trade, so we'll get that money back. Okay, with non-farm payroll tomorrow, you still put on today? Yeah, no problem. I really don't have a problem with the payroll, non-farm payrolls, just because I don't expect anything really drastic from that, just because the ADP report was pretty solid. Okay, okay. So discuss how and when you, and plus volatility is still pretty high, so we have a lot of distance from the market, so I'm not worried. Please discuss how and when you send opening and closing and adjustment signals for the 7DTE if a member of your service. Oh, it comes directly from my account, and even the rolls do. The rolls do come directly from my account, and I actually prepare them for the roll. So I'll actually share the roll in the chat and say, hey guys, this is a potential roll that I'm doing, and then once I post it in the channel, then it's a done deal. That's what we're going after, and that's what I'm trading when we post that. What was your reasoning? Oh, for placing trades on Thursdays. I like Thursdays because what happens is the market prices in a lot of the decay before the weekend. Okay, anticipating the weekend, because there's 2 days that there's no trading, right? So it has to catch up at some point. It doesn't catch up after, it actually catches up before. So that's before the weekend is a great time to place a trade. We'll talk about SOS alerts a little bit later. I'll tell you all about it. But you did do a 7DTE expiration 10/11. Yeah, the expiration was gonna be on the 11th, but we already closed that trade. It closed this morning. We sold it for 70 and the market shot up. It doesn't happen all the time, guys, like this, all right? But today we just had one of those days that the market shot up and we had market direction in our favor, and the thing closed at 10 cents. Talk about setting up fibs. Okay, I'll share that before the end of the session. Once we get through the session, then I'll open up a fibs and talk about that. You showed a toss layout. Can you share that layout? I'm not sure what you're talking about. The toss layout, thinkorswim layout. I can't remember what you're talking about, Dud. So okay. You have to give me a little bit more specific on that. What about iron condors? You put them too? Yeah, I do put on iron condors at times. And if you look at my, if you look at the trades, right, which I share, you'll see, calls and puts on there. So sometimes I do put on iron condors. Not often, because of days like today. If we had put on a call spread, that call spread would have been threatened on that last trade that we put on Tuesday. I assure you that trade would have been threatened. And you don't it's not fun, fighting against a call spread. Okay. Do you base alerts based on IV? Well, IV kind of goes hand in hand with VIX, and so it's longer term. IV is a little bit shorter term that I use it for. We discussed rolling iron condors specifically when the call side is in the money. I can tell you, in my course, I actually use a hedge on the call side, so that it won't be so expensive to roll. And basically it's a debit spread that I use, so that as the market's moving up, that debit spread is gaining, it's increasing. And so it's more profitable, I should say, and it works. It works. But since I don't put on a lot of call spreads anymore, I seldom use that. Tom, for placing trades besides delta, do you try to choose strike below fib support zone? Okay, good question. There's so many. When I put on one of these trades, I do use that when volatility is much lower. Okay, when volatility is really high, then there's so many support and resistance areas that it has to break through to get to that it's really, you don't really use it. So I use it more when volatility is low. Okay, and that where the market is much closer to the spread. Yeah, I always have fibs on my charts. Denny, if you're starting with five wide spreads, yeah, you can use a 0.05 to close it instead of 10. Absolutely. It may take a little bit longer, but you can certainly use that. And I think I've used it quite a bit as well when I traded 5 wide. Oh, set up my layout. The screens that I have for toss. Yeah, I think there's a way that I can send it to you too. But I'll figure that out and make sure we send it to you guys in the replay. Okay, I'll tell them to add that link. Yeah, I can share my what I have, what I have on. Okay, get through this. All right, cool. All right, so let's move on. All right, so let's, I'm glad I got through this. Wow, 30 minutes for questions, but I'm glad we did this because, this is gonna benefit everyone. Awesome. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I lost my screen. Let me grab it. There you are. Okay. All right, so today we talked about rolling threatened trades before it breaches. We talked about rolling a threatened trade after it breached. Okay, that's what we talked about on day 3. Today we're going to talk about entering the second 7 DTE trade, right? And I'm looking right now, and this is actually the first thing that we're going to do. So we're going to enter a 7 DTE trade, and then we're going to review again rolling threatened trades, and then we're going to talk about conclusion and key takeaways on this. And what I want to do during that session, the conclusion and key takeaways, is be able to get your understanding and give us those takeaways that you guys have, all right, from this session, because it's going to help me in future sessions and yourself by listening to, you know, others listening to you guys. All right, so we're gonna have that part of that session as well. All right, so we got 30 minutes. Let's roll. All right, so I want to hear from you guys now, based on what you've learned. What is the best trade to put on? And I'm going to give you some parameters here, okay? Because I have a trade right now that expires on the 13th of October, so we can't use the 13th of October, all right? And that's basically 6 days, I think. So so if we can't use 13th of October, what expiration should we use? October 15th? Okay, let's look. October 15th is probably good. And that gives us, okay, this is really good, because on the 15th, guess what happens? We have the monthly settling and we have the weekly settling, right? So we have 2/15 October. So we're not doing monthlies, not doing monthlies. This is a weekly trade because it's 7 DTE, right? So you got to make sure, you know, and TOS looks at it. Let me bring up that screen. Okay, bear with me. I'm gonna bring up the option chain here. Okay. So okay, right. So here is the option screen. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to deep and wide. I'm going to select 1 month, 2 strikes. Okay. Okay. I do use the AM expirations always for the weeklies. You do not want to use the monthlies, because what happens is if you don't close it, futures take control from Thursday night to Thursday night to Friday morning, and you have no control of your position. All right. So on the monthlies, I always close my monthlies before the end of the, you know, before the expiration, and weeklies I just don't trade AM expirations. Those are too complicated if you get into that process. Okay. All right. And little story here, and real story. Okay. When I was trading big, a lot of contracts. I was in Atlanta. I remember like if it was yesterday. I was in Atlanta. I was working at the time. Okay. I was in Atlanta, you know, on some consulting gig that I had to do, and you know, you know, basically the you know, the market was like 100 points away, okay, from my positions. It wasn't 100, it was like 70 points away, and I thought, oh man, you know, I'm just gonna let these expire this time. Well, wake up in the morning and it had breached my position. Okay. That was $150,000 day that I lost on that day. Okay, so that was a lesson to me that I never ever will forget, and I basically never allow those options to expire. Okay, so let that be a lesson for you guys as well. All right. So what are we going to do here? We're gonna look for October 15th. Okay, that's the right trade to do. So I'm glad you picked that. Now let's pick the strikes, guys. Give me the strikes that you're gonna that you want to use here. $42.50, $42.60, $42.55, $42.45. Okay, let's check that out. Okay, $42.50. Let's check this one first. Oh, I'm using negative 1 day. That's not right. Hold on. Okay, and you can see my positions here, right? That I have positions in AM and PM here. No, not the, I have them on the 13th. So we use this one right here, right? Doesn't say AM. You know, these are weeklies, okay? So 42.55, 42.60. Let's see, what's the delta on the short leg? Anybody? 12? Okay. Yeah, did it wrong. You okay. Okay, yeah, 42.55, 42.45. That gives us a 70 cent. So I'm more inclined to use that one. We could use the 50, the 60, 50, which could give us a little bit more premium, but I'd rather use this one right here. Okay. So let's do it. So I'm going to use 42.55, 42.45, 15 October, okay, at 70 cents. Let's see, this one here is the wrong one. So I got the wrong one here. Given the wrong one too. Okay, so let's go down to 45 and 55. 70 cents, there it is. Okay. And I'm going to use 6 contracts. See if we can get this in. And it's now 70 cents. And I have a feeling we're not going to get 70 cents, but we'll try, right? So now here you go. So I'm going to confirm and send here. And you can see the buying power here, right? It's 6,000 minus the credit, right? Okay. And do you think that tomorrow will be a profit taking day? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we'll have to wait a little bit. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and place this position right now. I just sent it and we'll see what happens. And I'm going to alert the group here. Okay. And let me share with you. Share that. Just to let you know what's happening here. Okay. Here's the trade alerts. Okay. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually share the trade with them. Filled? You got filled? I didn't get filled. How's that? Okay. IB, okay. Let's see here. So now I'm giving them the actual position, right? To fill here. You can see here I have one trade left at 43.10 character, right? Okay. You got it filled in. You got it filled in toss too, huh? Wow, you guys are okay. See where that market is. Oh, filled paper money. Okay. Yeah, that'll fill right away. I think we'll get it filled. We'll see. Yep, we'll get it filled. Going down. Okay, filled. I think you heard it. Okay, so you can see where it came in. The trade alert hasn't come in yet, but it will. Come on. It's taking a little bit long time here. AM. Here it is. There it is. So it came in at 12:42. It took about a minute to get in here. Okay, but it gives them enough time to place the trade. Right. So we placed our second trade. Okay. Once my account goes above 70,000, I will increase by another one contract. So right now my account is at 63,000. You got filled at 80? No way. Oh, it must have gone down quite a bit. These alerts are in Telegram. This is our what we use for trade alerts. Wow, 80 fill. How did you get an 80 fill? We're going down big time. Okay, and then they start telling us, okay, that they filled the positions. Okay. All right. Okay, so we got, wow, you got 80 fill, man. That's a great fill. Is that paper trading or is that regular? Real. Okay. Awesome. All right. So now I wanted to spend a little bit of time as well. So we got that trade in. That's the second trade. All right. And again, if you guys, if you're in this trade and you need any help, rolling it, because you might not, might not be around, right? Email me. all right? And I'll help you with it. I'll help you with the trade, all right? Oh, I can see the market, yeah, going down a little bit here. Not that much though, not much for a 80 cent fill. You got lucky. That was a good one. Okay, awesome. So yeah, these guys get better fills than I do a lot of times, just because they wait a little bit before the signal comes in. All right, so let's go back to the presentation here. Okay, ready. Isn't this cool that you're placing real trades in here? This is awesome. I mean, I haven't done it with in a webinar before. All right, so let's see here. Okay, awesome. Yeah, at 50% win. That's right. That's a good place to start. So now that I got my order in, I am going to do an opposite order. And yeah, it's at 80 right now. And close it for good to cancel for 10 cents. So that order's in and I don't have to worry about it. All right. And that's how I do it. That's it. It's not rocket science. Awesome, man. Awesome. 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 All right. Okay. So let's talk about takeaways. Okay. And I'm going to something different here. I'm going to, because I wanted to write down what your takeaways are. So if you can just let me know based on, what you've experienced this week, what your takeaways are, just real quick, so I can write it out. Anybody? Better understanding on how to roll. Awesome. Great. That's exactly what we wanted you to understand. Anything else? Yeah. Wait 1 second. Okay, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your, I won't do it here, okay? Awesome, awesome. The theta, okay, 12 date, okay. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it in here, the conclusions and takeaways, so that you guys have it, and then send it to you, okay, when we send out the I didn't even think about that, when we send out the presentation, okay? All right, that's what I'll do. We're doing this on the fly here, guys. Better trade small and trade often. Large amounts putting too much at risk. Awesome, very good. Be careful of daily gaps. Excellent. Yeah. How to manage and risk protect the account. When to get in and out of the roll. Market direction. Yep. Perfect. 12 delta. Okay, good, good, good. Okay, keep it coming, guys. Keep it coming. The value is to have a well thought out and practice trading plan method with entries, exits, and modifications. Awesome. Very good. Look for a place, again, why you are sharing this. So explain again why you're sharing this. Because I want you guys to learn. I don't want you to have to go through what I went through, okay? Education is extremely important. And if you go through this, like you guys have committed to do, you're going to be way ahead of the rest of the game. I'm telling you, okay? So, okay, awesome, awesome. Great stuff, guys. Okay, so I wanted to share with you a little bit more about breaking the barriers. So if you stick with me here, and there's a bonus here at the end, all right? So let's talk about this. So the question is, would you like to follow our trade? So I mentioned that we do have a trade alert service, right? And these are all high probability trades, okay? And you want to be consistently profitable trader. This is it, guys, okay? And you had mentioned you're interested in learning new strategies. Maybe you're not seeing your account grow. You haven't found the right strategy that provides consistent results, okay? It's time to break those barriers. And I'm telling you, today you can do this, all right? You guys have committed to these sessions, which I commend you for, because you're investing in yourself, your time, and it's going to pay off. I promise you. All right. So success is learning, training, instruction, practice. Right. That leads to success. You know. And the question is, are you going to keep doing what you're doing and hope that someday things will stick, or are you going to take those steps, right, that we talked about, having a trade plan, having the edge, right, putting the right strategy together, all these things that work, you know, are you going to do that so that you can become that consistent trader? So it only takes, it takes those things that I just mentioned, but it also takes discipline, commitment, having an edge or multiple edges, right, in the way of high probability trades, and a no quit attitude. All right. So you're going to have losses. You're going to make mistakes. I mean, I make mistakes just by entering trades at times. All right. And I have to back them out. You know, those things happen, but it's okay. Right. As long as you trade using the right trade plan, you're going to be successful. Okay. So our trade alerts, you know, I formulated, you know, because I went through so much pain, I said, okay, I'm going to help people, and I'm going to do it in a way that's completely transparent. So they're going to be able to see everything that I do, you know, and I'm not going to be able to take shortcuts because everybody's watching, right? So I set out to do this so that all my trades come from my account, all right? And so these are high probability trades, including futures trades that we do, and Ike works with me, okay, in this group, and he's in a webinar every day teaching these guys Elliott wave and levels, these fib levels, and how to manage these trades, and makes a lot of money. Okay, and I said, trade, you know, and I didn't know what he was doing, but he was trading micro futures, and like after 3 or 4 days, they had gained like $3,400. I said, what the heck, you know? And he basically is very, very mechanical trader that you could learn a huge amount for. Okay, and I'm really happy to have him. And the thing is, whether you're just getting started, already successful, our trade alerts are going to help you learn while you earn. All right. And so the process is that, you know, we just don't give trade alerts. We actually educate, and that's really my goal, is to see people successful with education and practice, and they make money every day. Okay, in here. And so it's a great environment for you to learn while you're earning. Okay, and I don't know of another trade alert service that does this, that give you guys the education that we do. So we have live chats, and we have subscriber chat group. All right, the subscriber chat group, there are people that come to our service just because they want to trade in an environment that's successful, and they put out their trades freely in this group. All right, and so that's part of what we do, and I'll show you the plans in a second here. All right, but we keep our chats, right? There's two-way communication, and then the trade alerts are actually one-way communication. So the signals are very, very clear and unambiguous. And you saw that signal that came through, right? It's only one line, and that's the trade, and that's the one you take. The same thing is true when we close them. So we have chats and we have channels. The channels are one-way communication, and we have them for different types of trades. Okay, so a couple success stories. Losada, a great mentor. I've been part of his program for over a year. He's very patient. My favorite strategies teach us our 7 DTE and monthly. I'm finally able to make monthly income trading, right? Breakthrough. Terrific service. I've achieved slightly better than 94% win rate, which is basically what our win rate is for 7 DTE and monthly. And gains in 5 figures, 31% gain in my options trading account in only 5 months. The best part is risk management, post-trade management, key to any options trading plan. The subscription is money well spent, and I highly recommend it. All right. And Glenn is with us. Started 4 months ago. I think it's more than 4 months now. He's been with us about 6 or 7 months now. And in that 4 months, he earned 22 grand. all right? Obviously, he has a bigger account than I do, but he did really, really well, all right? And really believes in the transparency and the honesty that we have, and wanting to help people, all right? And here's my guarantee, guys. So you subscribe for 1 month and lose money by following my trades, I'll refund your subscription by 125%. And guess what? I've been doing this for 3 years and I've never had to refund a subscription before, right? Because we make money month after month after month. 1 month we may not make money in 70TE, but we'll make it in the monthlies, We'll make it in other trades, in futures trades, right? That's what we do. So if you guys join the wait list, and I'm going to put up let's see if we have an offer. Yes. Okay, I'm putting up the offer here. If you join the wait list, and it's no obligation for you to join, you don't have to pay to join, we will put you in at a $20 discount for life, right? So our normal rate is $59.99, $129, and if you get on and join the wait list, we will get you on, and we open in about 2 weeks. And the reason that we close it, we close it is because what I found out, is that when we have trickling people coming in, this is what we had before. People would trickle in, and they would ask the same questions over and over and over again, right? And so we said, this has got to stop because we got to focus on our traders, that are here. And so what we did was we said, okay, we're going to close it for 3 months. We're going to close the subscriptions for 3 months, and then just ask people to come on in the trade alerts, by joining the wait list. And then what happens is we open it at one time, and within a week and a half, all of their questions are answered because they ask the same questions, right? All of their questions are answered, and then boom, we focus back on our traders and what to do and creating better strategies. I've been discouraged with 0DTE. It hasn't been working well. And so now I've been actually testing an NDX trade, and we're gonna be putting that one up very soon as one of our trades. It's similar to 70TE for SPX, and I've found that NDX is really, really good vehicle for these trades. I've actually made 3 trades just testing in the past week, and all 3 were winners. Okay, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so also have micro futures. This is a screen of my account. I'm actually up over 16,000 now with futures trade, and Ike does amazing with his futures. He actually does much better than I do. When he started, because we had him in a room, and I wanted to make sure that he was teaching them, Elliott Wave. And this is in the higher tier, okay, group. And so if you're interested in the higher tier group, that's the 109 plan, right? That you have an open futures room with Ike in there every day talking and teaching Elliott Wave and Fibs and how to make great trades in there, right? There should be a link to the offer. Yep, okay, thank you. All right, so the question is this for you? If you want to learn a step-by-step process to gain income in a market that goes up and down, and like I said, we had a great, we had a tough but great September, right? Where it wasn't too favorable because we had a lot, huge volatility. Moderate volatility is good. Huge volatility is not that great. You want to finally break the series of losses and account drains. You want to earn consistent income that sets you apart from other traders. This is it. This is the way you get there, right? So you're going to have access to $20 off if you subscribe by joining the wait list. Professional, traders chat and subscribers chat group. Training and education filled with great content. So outside of the trade alert service, we actually have content that we build on an ongoing basis to give you additional education. Automated signals within seconds of the trade. Sometimes it's a minute, like it was today. Sometimes it's a little slow, but sometimes it's quick. Most of the time it's quick. Trade entry fill price. price target after filling, and my guarantee, it's a winning strategy, right? So I'd encourage you to join. It's something that you're not going to regret, because we make money every single day, all right? And even if you don't join, that's okay. You know, my goal is to educate traders, and we learn in very different ways. You guys can take this webinar. You keep, you know, the information is free. No one's going to charge you for it, and we're going to do this often, okay? But if you want to be in a place where you know, because success breeds success, right? So if you want to be in a place that people are successful all the time in their trading, this is a place, and you'll make that subscription fee up in 2 or 3 days, okay? You know, again, it's my guarantee that you're going to make money on the first month, right? Yes, you can trade IRAs, futures. Day trader. Yes, you can trade it in an IRA, no problem. Okay. Any other questions? Do you have any questions about the program that we put on? Do you have any questions about the trade alerts? Anything that I can help you with? I need to make money every day. I can't guarantee you that, but you will make money. Okay. And this is not a get rich quick thing. Okay. It's not. It's a deliberate, consistent way to earn income, right? Over and over again. But you're not going to make it, you know, overnight. It's, you know, I can't guarantee you that. It just doesn't work that way. Yes, we allow upgrades and downgrades at any time that you wish to do so. On the futures program, are you, how often are you trading? I'm constantly trading. And we have actually 3 traders for futures. We have Ted, who is with us. He scalps. We have Ike, who does basically intraday trades, and we have me, who does swing trades for futures. All right, and I just closed my future trade just recently, just this morning after that nice move up. The future room is a webinar just like this that I'm sharing with you. Only Ike puts up his screen, and he uses proprietary software for his trading. He's doing this for 20 years. Actually, just a little bit on Ike's story. Ike is a former CEO of a French uniform company. He took that company from $50 million to $700 million in his career. He was as CEO, right? After that, he retired when he was around 50 years old, about 20 years ago, and now he trades and basically manages his money for his family and trades day in, day out, and he loves being in here. He actually joined us as a service, and then I brought him on as a trader. Okay, and so he's actually a paid trader that, and he trades for a living. And so you can't get better than that, guys. Honestly, you can't get better than that. The chat rooms are not in Telegram. We actually put a link up to Easy Webinar, the webinar that we're using here, and you get into that group. Okay. Any other questions? All right, we're just over time here, you know, and I want to respect your time. That's really all I had to cover. I hope, you know, besides the trade alerts, I hope that the program that we put together was valuable to you guys. We will be sending out a survey just to ask you, you know, how we did and what we can do better. And really appreciate your time and the commitment that you made to this program. I'll keep you posted on the last trade that we just put on, and hopefully it will be a winner, and it will be a winner, right? One way or the other. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys, for being here, and we'll see you on the other side, and hopefully we'll see you in the room in a couple weeks. All right. Thanks, and have